Hello and welcome to K-Gym Live, the show that highlights the events and happenings around Monrovia. I'm Ava, your host for today, back by popular demand. Today marks the 5th episode of K-Gym Live, the end of our proposed season 1 of the show. We've had a fun time with all of you throughout our 5 episodes, so let's just get right into it. Our first story today is about a 13-year-old skateboarder, Kaylee Orellana. She's a competitive skateboarder and is a National Skateboarding Championship quarterfinalist looking to represent the USA women's team in skateboarding. She's a Monrovian and she has big dreams. Let's take a look at her life.
My name's Kaylee Orellana and I attend Clifton Middle School. I'm in 8th grade. So when I was 3, I actually was in Venice and I saw these skateboarders just skating around Venice and I was like, oh, that's so cool, I want to hop on that. And I begged for a skateboard ever since, and I finally got one when I was like 9 or 10, and I was really happy ever since. It's easy for me now, but skateboarding used to kind of be a little hard back then. It's just you have to overcome your fear of falling, and then you have to learn how to fall and just expect to get hurt, but that failure will help you succeed, so. I like Santa Clarita and Linda Vista. Those are really cool parks that I really loved completely. And CATF too, it's my training facility. I really love that place. There's pro skaters teaching you and helping you. Your friends are there and it's all to yourself, so I think that's pretty cool.
Close, we're turning. You're gonna see it.
Good morning, Kaylee. We're at the California Training Center and you have a training lesson, private lesson with Lincoln Ueda. Vert extraordinaire.
Yeah, at first it was really scary, going there, because I was oh no, I have to impress the pro skaters, I'm super nervous. But then over time, I just got to know them, and I wasn't afraid. I would, here and there see people that I would get nervous around, but I'd still, do what I did, and overall, it's really cool because you can just do whatever you want, switch between the bowl, the street section, the mini ramp. You can just go between all those. So I thought that was awesome, and I just loved it so much.
So my name is Alex Orellana, and I'm Kaylee's dad. So being the dad of a skater is very stressful sometimes because you see her going high, spinning around. And I was at first a very reluctant dad, but I think overall it's been a really great journey seeing her go from barely pushing the skateboard to then being able to do things that I never thought was even possible. And inspiring other people from her talent. That's just been really, I'm very proud of her.
Thank you so much, Kaylee, for showing off your rad skills. For the lazy people who don't want to ride around in a skateboard, a nice car ride is your next best bet. I myself dream of having a Subaru Outback. Yeah. A month ago, Monrovia had a car show highlighting all sorts of different cars from different times, centuries, decades, you name it. Here's a look at Monrovia's 2021 car show. The car show was so nice, and I love how there was a little funky beat in the background. I really liked it. But something I don't like is spicy food. Well, actually, spicy food is sometimes yummy, like hot Cheeto fries and hot wings, but I think it all just depends, which is why we were inspired to make a segment with hot wings. Our next video features Daniel Ramirez and Ben Thomas talking about the best parts of Monrovia as they try to get through 7 levels of hot wings. Let's go.
So my name is Ben Thomas. I graduated from Monrovia High School in 2016. I work as a software engineer in Monrovia, but that's because I work from home.
I am Daniel Ramirez. I graduated in 2016 with Ben. I am a freelance filmmaker. All right, so what we're doing today is going through 7 spice levels of hot wings while trying to answer questions about Monrovia.
For your first question, how long have you been in Monrovia?
I lived in Monrovia my whole life, 23 years.
I lived in Monrovia for about 19 years. I left the Marine Corps, so I technically didn't live here anymore. Now I live in Glendale. Not gonna lie, I do like the little side streets behind the buildings of the Old Town Myrtle. So if you go in between all the shops and the little alleys, it's got old brick walls and you can see old doors that have been patched up.
Oh, where everyone takes their Instagram photos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite spot.
Monrovia is just perfect distance outside of LA to get that communal feel. We have the beautiful mountains right up against us, but we're still close enough to go to the beach, to go to the city, to see all those things. So it's kind of this hometown feel, but in the middle of LA County. So I care about that. I don't know.
Level 6. How are you doing so far?
Right now I'm okay.
I'm doing pretty great.
But we know what's coming.
I honestly, wherever I went, I was always telling people about Monrovia. Just because I can always be proud to say I'm from there. It's just a very comfortable place to be.
Yeah, for sure.
So, most of the new people I meet and they never heard of Monrovia, 9 times out of 10, I always somehow got them out here to see it and they like it.
How do you guys feel so far?
Okay, I'm okay.
I'm scared.
Yeah. I'm scared of this.
I don't like that.
Oh God. Oh no.
So Daniel, do you like spicy food?
Nope.
Ben?
Not
Like spicy?
moderately.
What was the question?
Do you like hot food?
No, I don't. I don't like hot food. It really depends on the...
Good news is you're done.
What?
Good news is you're done. There's
No, we're not.
not go higher.
We still have these.
I'm
So
not
I know,
finishing.
but you're not after this. If you can deal with it, you're not going any higher. I just think let them release that.
The middle school. Oh my gosh, it's hitting me. It's in my lungs.
No, I think that's good.
You won.
Favorite actor?
Still alive though.
This one's
Bro, I can't let you go in alone.
No!
That's for a new 12 months.
Please come up with a hashtag for Monrovia.
Yeah.
Old Town Spice.
I'm Ben,
I'm Daniel.
and this has been hashtag Old Town Spice. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, Monrovia. Cheers.
Thank the Lord I didn't have to do any of that. Could you imagine me? Yeah. No. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself out there. Hopefully. You'd have to pay me at least $5,000 to get me to do that. Any takers? Nope. Thought so. Moving on, at the Monrovia Fire and Rescue, we had a memorial for 9/11. Here's a recap of that right now.
the sacrifices of the many brave men and women who stood up in the midst of adversity, agony, heartbreak, and fear, who stood up on a day designed to bring a nation to its knees, crippled in hopelessness, overwhelmed in despair, and blinded by devastation. But on today, 20 years ago, we bore witness to the contrary. As a nation, we saw bravery at its finest, courage at its strongest, and the resiliency and tenacity of the human spirit. We will never forget.
We can all look upon 9/11, and we do look upon it with sorrow, but we should always look upon it too with reverence and with pride, because we saw Americans doing what they needed to do for their fellow man.
I'm sure their day started not different than ours. Maybe a cup of coffee, kissing a loved one or child goodbye, and looking forward to what was ahead. But suddenly, forced into making decisions that they should never have to have made. 2,977 individuals no longer with us, no longer able to choose how to live life, no longer to build a legacy of their own.
We saw all those firefighters who left their firehouses that morning and never came back. We saw those police officers that ran from their briefings from their precincts that morning and never came back. We saw all these victims, all these American civilians that were taken from us quickly. We saw all our military personnel at the Pentagon doing what they needed to do for their fellow soldiers, airmen, and Marines to conduct rescue operations. We saw the average, everyday American citizen on that flight over Pennsylvania do what they needed to do to protect further destruction. For that, we need to always remember, and we must never forget.
For me, the words never forget inspire a personal duty, an internal compass that makes me try to at least contribute positively every day and appreciate being here on earth. Today I ask, as we all reflect and as we remember, we honor those that we lost by also doing the same, creating a purpose and using that purpose to positively affect the space around us.
9/11 is one of those life-changing events that we will all always remember where we were. Remember how we were on 9/12, the day after this? Everybody was an American. There wasn't anything else, but we were all in it together. I can hope for anything. I would hope that we can all go back to all being Americans and put this country first.
As we close, we would like to share a tradition with you. It's called the Last Alarm. Today, we utilize this tradition to honor and pay respect to those who have given their lives. This is their last call. To the heroes of 9/11, our firefighters, police officers, and many, many good Samaritans who gave their life, your job is complete, a task well done. May you be blessed and have eternal peace.
Thank you, Monica, for capturing that video. Personally, the best part about Monrovia is KGEM Studios. In this next segment, you will get to see the ins and outs of this wonderful studio and the magic and hard work that goes on behind the camera. This whole show has been made with the resources and expertise at KGEM, otherwise known as CMF, Community Media of the Foothills, which has been here since 1999. Here at the studio, we have equipment, professionals, and studio space available for use. Sign up to be a volunteer to learn more about video production and storytelling, or just help out your community. Let's take a look.
Welcome to KGM TV. This is our lobby area. This is where we greet any guests who are coming in to visit the station. Because of COVID, we do have a sign-in system right now to keep track of everybody. Over here, we have our playout room. This is where we send out our 3 stations to cable providers who send them to TVs all across Monrovia. Our flagship station is KGM TV, but we also have 2 other stations, KMAC and KGov. This is also where we house most of our equipment, which is available for checkout for Monrovia residents for free. Moving ahead, we have our director's room. This is where our executive director, David Palomares, does his work. He handles administrative responsibilities as well as many other tasks across the studio. Moving along, we have our staff editing room. This is where most of the staff at KGM spend their time. Whether it's editing or programming our stations, this is sort of the central hub for the staff workers at KGM. It's also where we keep track of all our projects on our master list up on the whiteboard in here. Moving ahead, we have our sound room. This is another great workspace that staff or community have access to. It's specially made for high quality sound work since it's been acoustically treated with sound foam. Moving across the hall, we have the community editing room. This room has many high-powered editing workstations for community members to use for free. All the computers in here are equipped with the latest Adobe software, so it's a really great tool for our community members to be able to use to edit their videos. Moving along down the hall, we're going to move towards the studio area of the station. Before we get into the studio, first we have the control room. This room is where our staff is able to control many of the aspects of the studio, such as lighting, cameras, and sound. So whenever anyone's shooting in the studio, we have a staff member in here running the shoot, making sure everything goes smooth. Whether it's adjusting lighting or switching cameras, the control room is where we're able to make the shoot go as smoothly as possible. Now moving into the main event. Here we are in the KGM studio. This is a fully functioning production studio with access to high quality lighting, cameras, and sound equipment. It's fully stocked for anything you may need to shoot.
I'm Marlene Gibb, and I have produced over 400 shows since 1998 in this very studio. Have you ever dreamed of doing your own show? This is the place open to the Monrovia community to come in and share your story.
We hope you've enjoyed this tour of KGM Studios, and we hope you'll be coming into the studio soon to take advantage of all the great resources here. It's really a great place for the community to come in and have their story told like nowhere else can provide. We hope to see you soon.
And that's where we're shooting right now, right from KGM. We've had some cool people stop by, like Oscar de la Hoya, Joe Pesci, and Gavin Newsom, who came by to visit Monrovia's United Methodist Church. While KGM is most known for recording meetings, this is our sizzle reel that shows everything but the meetings. So please enjoy. Monrovia is very unique with a variety of passionate people, and that always inspires me. I'm grateful that I'm here, and with that being said, I love you, Monrovia. My bestie. Finishing the season with you has been so fun, and I want to thank you for watching. This is the first time in years we've had a live show with such a variety of highly produced pieces. Thank you again to all of our supporters. Till next time, everyone!